Hello and welcome to Auto Shenanigans, and thank you for joining us on a rather special journey where we thought we would bring our sporting coupes out to the lovely country that is Wales. We've got quite a few things planned. We're going to stop and do a little bit of sightseeing. We've got a few roads that we want to drive down, and we've also got a very nice hotel lined up to stay in tonight, so hopefully you'll see a little bit of that later on. The car I'm going to be driving is the 1999 Nissan Skyline. It's the GTT variant, which, as I'm sure you know, means we couldn't afford a GTR, but it is still running an RB25 engine, massive single turbo and around 350 horsepower. So I think in the driving country that is Wales, it should be rather splendid indeed. I am driving a 2015 Mustang S550. Has a 5-litre V8 engine. Alrighty. Need coffee. It's too early for this. It's dark.
This was your idea, this one, technically, so, you know.
Yeah, I'll take that. It's fine. It's a good idea.
It's about 5:45 in the morning. We're going to go get some fuel and, more importantly, some coffee. So that's the next thing to do before we do anything else. And then we shall hit the road after that, I imagine. £1.58. Ridiculous. There's a subject for debate on internet-based discussion groups. We all know that's rubbish. Here's what you want. Hooray! Damn you, caffeine addiction.
Oh, this you crazy mother...
Well, I've made it 40 minutes before we needed to stop because of my weak bladder. If you've watched some of our videos before, you will already know that we have to stop every half an hour because of me being a rubbish human. Guess why we're here?
We stop.
Yes.
For you.
Welcome to Moto Rugby. Sorry, wrong show indeed. We sort of finished that. However, we have come here because the petrol station is indeed shut to customers currently, so I'm going to go and have my little toilet stop, or first one of the day already. 40 minutes, which actually is not my record. I think 20 minutes so far is the best we've managed. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we faffed around at the service station so long I had to make a second trip to the gentleman's washroom. That's now been taken care of, and finally back in the car heading to Wales. Where are we now? Yeah, we've been on the road for well over an hour and have only made it as far as Rugby, which is not ideal really, but we'll pick up the pace a little bit now and let's get this show on the road finally. So what's the plan? Well, as we've established, it is a bit of a road trip over to Wales. This is actually our second attempt to make this film. We went over to Wales a couple of weeks ago only to find absolutely awful rain. This is our second attempt, and hopefully this time we can bring you something that is really nice indeed. Currently on the M6, and we've got a couple of stops planned along the way. We're going to hopefully look at a couple of interesting things. There's going to be many coffee stops and many toilet stops because standard, that's what we do on this channel. It's not really car related stuff as such, it's just us going from point to point, stopping and having coffees. And then later on we're going to check out the Evo Triangle, which, as I'm sure you know, is a very popular section of roads which was made famous by Evo Car magazine. They did a lot of road testing up there and probably still do to this day. As a result, it's become immensely popular with driving enthusiasts, us included. I do hope you enjoy this little journey and video film. Come along on this journey of discovery. I should probably keep my hands on the wheel whilst doing this, shouldn't I?
right back there. I can see what I can only describe as a Mustang-shaped dot in my rearview mirror.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just stuck behind an idiot van driver.
So what we're saying is Nissan Skylines are faster than Mustangs. That's what I'm hearing here. If you've ever driven through Birmingham on the M6 northbound, you will no doubt be aware of the terrible road surface that is there. Do you ever drive down the motorway and see on the other side the longest queue of traffic that you've ever seen? You can't help but drive along feeling a little bit smug, can ya? Dickhead, stuck in traffic. Whoa. I'm not.
We are in Stafford. We've made a very quick stop for a coffee and other things. What?
Yeah, we've stopped at a Porsche garage, so look for the surprise coming up soon. No, I wish that would happen. No Porsche, sorry.
Where next? Next is the planned stop for coffee, unlike all of these other unplanned things, which
Okay.
is about 35 minutes from here, I think.
Right, is that breakfast time yet?
If you want to have breakfast, then yes. For God's sake. Well, this isn't what we had in mind.
Well, imagine my surprise, the internet is wrong. I mean, you can see the picnic area, the cafe.
We're going to phone them, see if they're...
Welcome to the EE voicemail. I'm sorry, but the person...
So our planned breakfast stop is a bit of a write-off. It would appear that the cafe is closed, not open. The phone number doesn't seem to work. Despite online, it does say that they are open. But anyway, so we're going to carry on our journey nonetheless and head up to our next stop, and maybe we can find some breakfast there instead.
I don't know what kind of road surface you have here in Shropshire on the M54, but it feels and sounds like I'm driving with no wheels at all, and it's just the brake discs rotating along the road. It's probably my car's just shit, isn't it? Modify your car, they said. Oh, increase the handling capabilities. No, it's just shit.
Well, we had planned to stop at a lovely countryside cafe, show you some stunning views and talk about the wonderful local food and cuisine that we were sampling. They're not open, so we have the next best thing, which I'm sure you can see behind me. Wonderful. Hello, obvious tourist.
Okay.
Hello everybody, welcome to Wales. We are in Pontcysyllte, and I had to look that up and practice that many times to get the pronunciation, which is still probably wrong, but welcome to Wales. I'm going to apologise in advance for pronouncing everything incorrectly. No means to offend, of course. We are standing on top of the rather famous Aqueduct that is here. It sits at about 126 feet high. We shall cut for some B-roll, drone footage, etc. as we were passing on our way, we figured we might as well stop in and make the road trip a little bit more interesting than just sitting on the motorway all the way up. It crosses the River Dee and opened in 1805, so it's almost as old as your mum. It's constructed out of iron and stone and sits at about 307 metres long. The width is only 3.7 metres, including the canalways, so the pathway you've got to work is very narrow. If you are a little bit nervous with heights, probably wouldn't recommend this one, to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm not nervous at all dangling over this edge. We can take a photo of each other. Morning. I'll just leave that up for a few seconds. You can read it, and now you know all there is to know about this aqueduct that I'm not going to pronounce again badly.
Hi, I've got my...
Oh my goodness, that's... Right, shut up. Oh, you're just showing off now. Yes! Slow down.
delicious coffee. I shall make sure I add sugar to ruin the taste of the coffee.
We're at the chapel tea room. I'm going to keep my voice down so as not to disturb everybody else around us. Hopefully you can hear me. It's just gone 11 in the morning and we've had a look around the aqueduct and sort of had a look at all the things we're going to do around here, but we haven't actually eaten anything yet, so we have ordered some breakfast. We're going to munch that down, and then from here we're going to head over towards the Evo Triangle for filming purposes, do some intros and stuff like that. Dinner has arrived. Tiny sausage. So done. If you are up this way, absolutely stop at the chapel tea room for breakfast. It is all locally sourced food and produce and it tastes delightful. Big shout out to Dylan and his team there. They made us feel very welcome. It's it's a fantastic stopping off point, sort of halfway to our hotel really. We're now going to drive down the road to do a little bit more filming of the aqueduct. And then from there, we're going to head over to the Evo Triangle to do filming there. We have inadvertently stumbled across a fantastic driving road, the Horseshoe Pass. We are en route from the cafe we were at a short while ago, heading up to our next filming location. But SatNav took us this way, and we're sure glad it did, because it's wonderful, wonderful view, and the road is fantastic. You probably can't see it, but in the distance is the road that we've just come around, on the other side of the valley. You go all the way around the back and then up here. There's a very steep elevation change at the end there, but this is what you're rewarded with. And I imagine a great drive from here. Car's looking swell. We've just made a quick stop at the Alwen Reservoir, which is just off one of the roads on the Evo Triangle, but we've come here to look at the dam, because that's what's here.
Well, hello everybody. We have made it to our hotel. We've all checked in and I thought I would just show you around the hotel room very quickly. Let's go on a little exploring mission together to see what we can find. I have already trashed the room. I mean, it's fair to say I've left my stuff everywhere. You don't get a hard case full of charging equipment and such like with your booking. We've got a cupboard. Nothing. Oh, hello again. Wardrobe. Ah, safe. Ah. Tea and coffee making facilities. That's very important. How do you... Oh, there we go. That's a bath for a fat person like me. Oh, it's me again. I'm on the ground floor, which means I can make a quick escape, but the view is a bit shit. That concludes a hotel room tour. Good morning everybody and welcome to day 2 of our little Wales expedition. We have come out very early this morning to do some filming. It's around sort of 8 o'clock, 8:30 now, but we were actually already out filming at around sort of 5:30, 6 o'clock, so I'm already tired and ready for breakfast. As you can see behind me, we've stopped at a rather lovely reservoir / lake. It's one of the many sort of scenic viewpoints that you can get around the Evo Triangle route. That is an animal of some description, and I now have to pull that out of my G-Ready intercooler. Ew, 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 I'm sorry, mate. Oh, buddy. Oh, mate. This is horrible. It's stuck. I can't.
Stop filming it.
It's... oh my God. This looks like a...
Was a grouse. No, it's a baby bird.
Bloody hell. That's minging. More importantly, I think my intercooler's okay. Oh, fuck. It's minging. Well, good morning, everyone. That's breakfast. We've now arrived at our starting point for the Evo Triangle. If you're not familiar, the Evo Triangle gets its name from the car magazine, Evo Car Magazine, who made the route popular by testing an awful lot of vehicles up here over the years. As a result, the name has sort of stuck, and it's now quite a popular route with car enthusiasts and motorcyclists. If you look at it on Google Maps, it's almost representative of a triangle. It comprises 3 roads, the A543, the B4501 and the A5. We're not really going to look too much at the A5 section. It's fairly straight and boring. We've just driven it to get here, so we're going to focus most of our attention on the other 2 roads where I think it's a lot more fun. For us, we wanted to drive some of the best driving roads that are in the country, and every time you do a search, these roads always come up, so we thought we would come and check them out. The A543 is where we're going to start, and that offers a lot of open roads with great sight lines, some longer sweeping corners as you kind of go through a moorland, grassland sort of area. Then when you turn onto the 4501, it almost becomes like an alpine rally stage. There's a forest section there, which I think will be quite nice to go through. Then you head down passing the reservoirs, including Alwen Reservoir that we saw a little bit earlier. And then you link onto the A5. As I say, we're just going to use that as a way to get around. There's not much point doing a video on the A5. So we are going to jump in the cars and head up there and probably stop every 50 meters to film some stuff. But in the edit, it will look like we're having a wonderful, jovial, exciting time as we take our Mustang and Skyline through some of the best driving roads that are available. All right?
Yeah.
Once you go down the B4501, there is a left turn, probably, or I don't know, a mile or two just up from the Shortstown Arms pub. If you go down there, the road is much nicer and you have a much nicer view, and to be honest, everything to look at, generally when you start heading in that direction, I would say is a much better proposition. I'm not saying the Evo Triangle roads are bad by any stretch of the imagination, but compared to some of the more scenic places we've been, the Evo Triangle doesn't really stack up there, to be honest with you. But no fear, because all you got to do, like any road trip, is take a side road, go exploring. That's pretty much what we did, and we've discovered some of the most beautiful places that Wales has probably got to offer. After a wonderful 4 hours of filming from around 6 o'clock this morning, we've come down to the Riverside Chocolate House to have a well-deserved cup of tea, maybe some breakfast, probably some chocolate. I'm disappointed it's not itself made of chocolate, but yeah, it's false advertising.
Half-eaten tuna mayo jacket potato. That's my breakfast choice at about 10 o'clock in the morning. That's what you have, isn't it? What did you have?
Toasted sandwich, like most normal people.
So, the Riverside Chocolate House. What would you would you recommend it to our valued subscribers and viewers?
For a basic, for something that's simple to eat, yes. But if you want looking for a cooked breakfast, they don't have that facility. But if you want to go and grab a sandwich and a coffee and some very nice chocolates, then yes.
Or a tuna mayo jacket for breakfast.
Or a tuna mayonnaise jacket potato for breakfast, which is witchcraft.
It's not even 11 o'clock and I've had a day's worth of food already. I don't understand. We're just about to turn onto the B4501. That road is certainly a bit more enclosed. You don't get the big line of sights like you do on the A543, but what you do get is a lot more forestry, a lot more greenery, and then when you get out the other side, you have views across the large lake that is there, and I think it complements the A543 quite nicely. It really does give you a little bit of everything, and I think that's what makes the Evo Triangle so popular, is that you're able to test your car. And when I say that, I mean, you know, it really does throw a little bit of everything at you, you know, whether it be quick elevation changes, tight turns, long straights, whatever the scenario is. So if you want to test how your car is going to perform pretty much in any conditions, this is probably the place to do it. And I think that's why a lot of the motoring journalist magazines over the years have come up here.
Mustang has quite a few upgraded suspension bits and pieces won't go super nerd and list them all and what they do and why I've added them. However, what I will say is driving around my hometown of Bedford, all I've done is make the Mustang slightly less comfortable to drive around in, because you're never really putting the suspension to the test. However, driving in Wales on countryside back roads, yeah, it makes a huge difference, and it really is a great deal of fun. Obviously legally thrashing this thing through the countryside with all of the upgraded parts. I'm even able to keep up with a Skyline doing 60 miles an hour. So fantastic news.
If you'd said to me all those years ago when the R34 Skyline was released, I think I would have been about 14. If you'd said, John, one day you'll be in your own R34 Skyline, driving around, making films, hopefully entertaining people, making them laugh, whatever it might be, but there's a good chance I wouldn't have believed you. Yet, here I am, and hopefully ticking off many things on, certainly, my bucket list. It is around 6 p.m. on this lovely sunny evening. Rather unfortunate because it's been grey and rainy most of the time we've been here. I hope you very much enjoyed watching our road trip special to Wales. Please do consider subscribing to the channel. It's always much appreciated. It really does help the channel grow into bigger and better things. Well, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, that's certainly been quite a busy couple of days for us. An awful lot of filming, but I really hope you've enjoyed the video and coming along with us on this journey through Wales. Let us know in the comments if you have any suggestions on really good driving roads that we should go and check out, or if there are some routes or places that we should go. We're always open to suggestions and feedback from our viewers, and to be fair, if it's something you guys want to see, well, we'll go and make it. You've been watching Auto Shenanigans. My name is John, that's Aidan. Thank you very much for tuning in to watch our Wales road trip special. I hope you'll join us again soon for some more Auto Shenanigans. That is it, ladies and gentlemen, over and out.